Gildagram, and we'll be ready for that. That launches next week. Dr. Gilda Carl, how are you? I knew I'd get you to do I guess, a long form on YouTube. We're not going to call it a podcast because Gilda, when she does her podcast, it's going to be a rock star podcast. But by the way, what are we talking about today? I know we're not talking
Well,
about all the deaths because I'm still
I am
trying
really,
to process the whole Hulk Hogan thing because Hulk
yeah.
is in good shape. If Ric Flair had died today, I wouldn't be surprised. The guy has been on his deathbed 16 times. But Hogan didn't seem like that. But I know
No,
all the
but
anabolic steroids, maybe. But
I
I
don't,
just, but he was really getting healthy. But I guess some of that wrestling caught up to him and he's dead.
it's horrifying. And you open the newspaper and you hear so many deaths all at once. It was this week alone, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, um,
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, um, Chuck Mangione, my favorite.
I don't know who Chuck Mangione
Oh,
is.
my favorite jazz. Oh my God, he was fabulous. But he died. All these people are dying. And what blows up in the news, first and foremost, is the CEO and his HR person again and again and again. So I saw something on TikTok, don't know if it's true, his daughter spoke out. She said, my mother is holed up in her house. She can't go out. She's suffering terribly. And this is not right. He's a good father. He made a mistake, but he's a good father, says the daughter. Then all of a sudden, I just saw the news headline. The HR person resigned. So she's resigned. They were talking about possible lawsuits that she might lodge against him for sexual harassment. How is consent?
What?
This is what my group of men, the International Council for Men and Boys, is fighting against. They were talking about her suing for sexual harassment. And she had no choice but to give into it because, after all, she's just a minor little woman and he's
Exactly.
a
So,
big, bad
but remember,
CEO and all that influence.
remember. So this is why I can't say you're the spokesperson. But here's my
So,
point, and it's gonna lead to a question. And this, let's see if this goes viral. The point is, you cannot date your secretary anymore. You cannot date anybody in the office anymore.
well,
Because here's the reason. Because if you have power, you can't do it anymore. Thanks to, again, that effect, the power effect. You can't use
well,
that power
this
anymore,
is
and
why,
then
and
and
this
get,
is why.
even if it's consensual, you
Well, that
can't do it anymore.
how do you prove consensual or non-consent? I mean, how do you prove any of this? I've been watching this day after day after day, and I'm going to ask everybody involved in a cheating situation, is it worth it to put flap A into slot B and say, "Oh, I am so in love" for a nanosecond? Is that okay? Is it worth it?
You talked about on another podcast. It's it's again something like a drug, and it's somebody if that it can
Oh,
become what the brain can do,
it's
and we don't know these things
sure. The
until it
serotonin,
happens, and
of
then
course,
you see it.
the
But I mean, but
serotonin rushes you and makes you feel like, oh, and after you've been with somebody for a period of time, except her husband was on a business trip in Europe for a couple of weeks. And I don't know how long this thing has been going on, but I think it's longer than a couple of weeks. I mean, they apparently seemed to feel very
the
comfortable.
really sad thing is, Dr. Gilda, all you got to go is watch House of Lies 19, I'm sorry, 2016. We're Vanessa and I are binging it now because I got her into it saying, hey, you got to watch this because I like the whole management. business consulting stuff, and how much those guys get, management consultants get for businesses back then. I don't know if it's happening House of Lies. That really, the problem is all this stuff is happening all the time, but because of the Me Too movement, which you brought up before, you can't get away with that bullshit anymore because it's going to come back to you. So, what's consensual and not consensual? You can go back 8 years and say, well, you know what? That person had power and they told me they were going to give me all this stuff. Or
Right.
I didn't, I was afraid, or direct order. Look at Vince McMahon and where he paid this woman a salary and all these things, and it came
Be
out,
his X-ray.
and Vince McMahon, all that stuff is gone now. The Vince deal is gone, meaning it's Vince because of Linda. Linda set that deal up probably because those charges are dropped. Vince will be back in the news again. And I'm telling you, Friday, we're going to talk about Trump because guess what? Oh my goodness, he might be in trouble,
I
Dr.
do.
Gilda. This could be the power of the deep state right now.
I don't I don't think so, but listen, in this world, anything is possible. In this world, who would have known? You go to a Coldplay concert and your life is ruined. Now, I spoke to a man on the phone who said, absolutely, this CEO ought to sue Coldplay. I said, for what? He was doing what I would do up there on the stage. Play with the people. Play with the people who came to see you. Oh, well, are you having a night out, you guys? Oh, you look like you're having fun. Or is it something else, a little hanky-panky? You're up on the stage and you're looking to play with the audience, but somebody put some idea into somebody's head that the CEO may sue Coldplay. For what? Running his show?
See, but here's the thing.
That's
That's
crazy.
why lawyers make money till AI
Yeah.
takes it over.
Until AI takes it over. Well,
Because you know what? You can represent yourself. You can write contracts. You can do all those things through AI. And that's one of my new platforms because guess what? Vanessa called me out and said, you're not doing anything to try to go viral. Well, thanks to this company I'm going to be working with, and I'm going to announce, guess what? I'm going to start creating content because if I see these goofballs that really aren't popular, never were cool at all, get that kind of views, I should get those views. I've done it before. I,
hey, you want
and
me?
so
Should we lay out
I'm gonna
accounts for
go, but
you?
yeah,
Is
I'm
this
gonna.
is this your therapy session? I want to know.
No, it's always gonna
But
be.
this,
That's
this
part
is
of the
all.
Gildagram. That's part of
No,
the
this is
whole
not Gilligram.
Gildagram.
This is a Neelogram. This is okay. Let me tell you about me.
No, but I'm allowed
What do
to
you want to
because
talk
we're doing
about?
this together. Because you get my platform too.
We're not
Or
doing
am
this.
I gonna cry? I'm gonna
You
cry.
should you
I'm
should
gonna cry.
cry. Okay.
I'm gonna cry. I told you we got to do it. We're gonna be doing our own 3 hour morning show. We're gonna be doing all these shows together. We're
Okay.
gonna
In
have
the
our own. We're
meantime,
gonna have our own talk show together. But go ahead.
okay. In the meantime, why don't we stay in our lane and do what we're supposed to be doing right now?
What was that?
Well, we're talking about first we opened with death. Everybody is falling apart. And it's really worrisome because these are people that many of us grew up watching. And now all of a sudden they're gone. And then juxtaposed to all of their stories is another story that this CEO and this HR person were having an affair. And you wonder, life is so short. And that's why I keep bringing up, is it worth it to put flap A into slot B for a moment's enjoyment with all the myriad of negativity that comes afterwards, the consequences? I don't see where it's worth it.
Okay.
And I think before anybody does anything, they have to think about what the ramifications are.
Okay. drgilda.com. Remember, these are you can now finally see her long form content on YouTube. And that long form content you can laugh at with some guy, some bald guy, the media giant, deciding to just joke around with her. It's okay. It's all right, Dr. Gilda. You're the star on this. It's your channel, my show. So this was a special
Your show.
simulcast of the Neil Haley show and also Gildagram, Dr. Gilda.